In the heart of Oyo town, nestled in the southwest of Nigeria, a story unfolds. It's a story of resilience, courage, and change. But first, let's understand the harsh reality that millions face. Female genital mutilation persists as a deeply ingrained tradition across Nigeria. According to a study by the World Health Organization, over 30 million Nigerian women and girls have been subjected to some form of FGM. This harmful practice is prevalent across the country, with the highest rates found in Ebonyi, Ekiti, Imo, Osun, and Oyo. Data from UNICEF shows that within the last 6 years, nearly 3 million girls and women have undergone FGM in these states. But our story takes place here in Oyo, one of several places where change is on the horizon. Mrs. Ibrahim is one of many whose life bears the scars of genital mutilation.
It was 1969 when I was my first experience of this female genital mutilation. They just sent me to my grandparents to go and give them snail. I didn't know the implication of what I'm holding. I didn't know what to happen there. But on getting there, I met my brothers, my sisters, my elderly people. There were about 18 people there, children. So they have been circumcising those men. They were shouting, abusing them, cursing them. I didn't know the implication. Then I started crying that, are they killing them? Don't kill them, don't kill them. I didn't know what is going to happen to me. But I want to go out. They didn't allow me to go. I want to go and urinate. They gave me a calabash to urinate in. Not knowing what happened to them is going to happen to me too. After the match, I've took all those people down. They just hold me. About 4 people were pressing me down. The next thing I saw the man. The same knife they have been using for every one of them is what they used for me.
As if circumcision wasn't challenging enough, on the same day she had to endure the excruciating ordeal of receiving tribal marks on other parts of her body. All she received for comfort following this painful ritual were some food and verbal praises.
They didn't give me anything, no. What they just do to this that they'll just go and buy you something to eat. Become a lady now. You are not a lady. You are mature enough. You are this, you are that. So they start praising you, giving you the orile just to calm you down.
The female genital mutilation is a procedure which involves the partial or total removal of external female genitalia without any medical reasons. Though there are some fake reasons that they have, like the first one, they usually believe when a female is not circumcised, when such grow up, may become a prostitute. And for another reasons, they believe that because of the female dominancy, it is believed that the clitoris of a female is more or less like the penis of a man, that whenever there is an erection, they believe there's every likelihood for the clitoris to be long as that of a male genitalia. So they don't want that to happen, so they believe it must be cut so that there will be a female, the male will have upper hand over the female counterpart.
While some traditions believe that female circumcision prepares young girls for marriage, the actual outcome is often quite different. In fact, for many of its victims, FGM seems to hinder their chances of having successful marriages.
So when I grown up now, that I'm about to get married, so those people man I've been moving with, they will just be abusing me. Look at you. You don't know how to do anything. You don't know how to, when you are playing with you, you will just be looking. They're like, don't come near me, don't do this, don't do that. And that is how our parents taught us that time. So some of the people that, most of those that wanted to marry me, I lose some of them because I decided not to do anything I get married. Then when I get married, in court, I get the one that I'm within now. So on the marriage night, I was not okay. But why did I marry you? Do you say I just want you to come and eat or to come and shout with me alone? I marry you because of this. I can't do it. It's painful. It's painful. I don't understand. So they be shouting on me, abusing me. You should sleep. You don't know how to romance. They are romancing you. Your body will not move. Where did you come from? Are you a woman or are you a witch? Giving me various names. So I run back to my mother third day to explain what was happening. No, that is how it's used to do. You'll be doing this, so you take your... Oh, I manage. When you want to sleep, I'll get a knicker to put on so that you will not come near me. And this man will be shouting, we'll be beating ourselves purposely because we want to come. So, and these people will be giving me their lecture where, even if you don't do this, the angel will be cursing you. These people, if they want to curse me, even if they want to kill me, let them kill me. I don't have interest. It's come to the extent, to the time that I have my husband to marry another person. He said he cannot marry. He didn't want to marry two. You have no power for that. But for Muslim, you're supposed to marry up to 4 wives. So, and that's, but I didn't know it is this circumcision that giving me a problem. It was when I went to the hospital to get my first issue. It's when I want to deliver. It was a case at that time.
Circumcised at birth, Mrs. Kukoi has no memory of the events. However, the ripple effects linger to date, particularly in her marriage, where she says she barely has sexual urges nor enjoys sex. With the growing sexual frustration in her home, she began seeking answers.
They are not of the same type. So I think that my own is terrible. It's terrible. So no sexual urge at all. And if I want to have urge, that means I have to put up, my sense, everything, my mind should be there. And if that thing will come, it just from 1 minute. If that 1 minute is before the penetration, and I have to be on top. If that be on top, that on top is not that it will not penetrate them. That means that it still will be in between my laps. So I just try just to the thing will come and should go. At times, I will not feel anything.
It turns out she may have undergone one of various forms of the type 3 genital mutilation, commonly known as infibulation.
The first one we have, it is more or less like they're just cutting just a little part. They cut just only the top, the tip of the clitoris. So at the end of the day, it may not have so much effect on the girl. But the other type, what they do is that they remove partial, the total, the labia majora and the minora. Those are the 2 flaps that cover the vagina. They remove it, and even the clitoris. Another type is that what they do, they remove everything and try to suture it together and leave a little opening for the girl child to be passing messes and urine and all that.
Her husband's frequent work-related travels have created both physical and emotional distance, offering her a measure of relief from her pain.
I don't live with my husband. We don't live in the same... we used to go and come from work. So like maybe once in a 2 months. But then if you want to do that, it's pain. But it gets to a time that I will not say anything. So you understand that.
Mrs. Salami shares a similar experience. Circumcised at a young age, she only began to fully grasp the impact of genital mutilation after getting married.
What they did for me then, at the teenager something, is not good. Because it affected me at my marital line. I didn't know initially until I get to the system. Because at times when I and my husband have anything, I will just allow him to just go on, do anything he want to do and leave me. Because I didn't feel him. I asked my parents one time, I said, why did you do circumcision for women? We are 3 girls for me, all of them. It's only our last born that I did circumcise. She said that time they too didn't know that it's not good. Until when they are doing my own, that when they circumcise, the blood is not stopped. Then my father said, this thing that they are doing, is it good? It's better we stop this thing, because so many people are not doing it again. Why are we doing it? That's what my mother was telling me, because I asked them, why did you do it for me? They said they didn't know. Until when they face that problem, then they stop it for the last girl.
Most women who have had to endure the pains of genital mutilation solely derive their happiness in marriage from motherhood, an experience which for many still remains a complex mix of pain and joy. For Mrs. Ibrahim, who now has 5 children, all delivered through natural birth, her husband eventually resorted to taking a second wife.
That, if you want to get back, the area will expand. Instead of it to expand, it will cut. So you have cuts, different cuts. So the tears will be plenty. That's the pain for the bear churning. So I used to tell my people that don't cut ladies again, because there's no benefit in doing it. You only harm them.
Well, for the male circumcision is very, very important, because there is an external skin covering the penis of a boy, and that's referred to as a prepuce. So if it is not removed, that place will serve as a hiding place for diseases to develop. During the male circumcision, there's health benefits of doing it. It will not serve as a hiding place for any infection. So that is the reason why the male circumcision is quite important. So, and I believe that is one of those reasons in the olden days they were doing it, because they believe as long as the male circumcision is done, it must be done on the female too. There are so many complications that could set in. We have the short term and we have the long term. The short term are the complication that could set in at the point of doing the circumcision. We have the first one is blood loss. That is anemia. Even before that, let me go into bleeding first. Because at the point of doing it, they used all these cruel instruments to do it without sterilization. You understand? So, and in the process, such a child may bleed to death. And apart from that, there may be hemorrhagic shock because of the blood loss. There also may be a neurogenic shock as a result of the severe pain that such a child is passing through. We also have anemia when you've lost so much blood. So definitely anemia will set in. And we have, for the long term, we have, there's a scar. Because it has been cut, it will heal up. And after the healing, you see the parts will not be the same as the normal skin. So, and during childbirth, if that scar should tear, what will lead you? It may lead to postpartum hemorrhage, where such a woman will be bleeding. And if care is not taken, if quick intervention is not given to the woman, she might bleed to death. And even apart from that, infection, even as a short term, because you have introduced an unsterilized instrument to do it, infection may likely set in.
We visited a former circumciser, also known as Olonla, in the southwest region. He is now an advocate against FGM. For over 5 decades, Chief Oguntowo was the General Secretary of the association in the entire Yoruba land. He tells us where this culture originates from and about his work as an Olonla.
That is originated from our parents, our forefathers. To them, it was necessary. But why it is necessary, they said, nígbà téèyàn bá ń bímọ yẹn, ọmọ ò gbọdọ̀ forí kan kìíní yẹn, kìíní genital something yẹn, tí à ń pè ní ìdọ̀. Ó pé ọmọ ò gbọdọ̀ forí kan, which is not true. Because I'm a modern man. Despite that, but I was the General Secretary of Olola in Yoruba land, a trustee of the association, and I led that group for 53 years. So we have done a lot of work on this female genital mutilation. Now it is in group. Oribai, it is like this. Inner labia, this is the inner labia. Now this is another labia, Victoria. So when our own parents' belief is that the head of the child, of the incoming child, must not touch the clitoris. Then, because of this, there are a lot of problems. The scraping of this side, the scraping of this side, then the total removal of the clitoris itself. But as time goes on, things are changing. Even the modern circumciser, we didn't cover more. It's just the foreskin of this side, the foreskin of this side, the clitoris, the foreskin with clever knife. So, time will vary from one quarter to the other. To some people, it is scraping of the removal of the whole system. But thank to God, things are changing.
While he actively engaged in this practice, it was interesting to know that he never circumcised any of his 3 daughters.
None of my own children who are women or who are girls, we must circumcise them.
None of them?
None. Female.
This was partly because, despite being aware of the harm it caused, circumcision served as a source of income for many practitioners like himself. However, his conscience eventually prevailed, leading him to decide to stop engaging in the practice.
Sherry, one into ladron, obogido, only enjoyment in it. But they reduce the enjoyment of the woman.
As more women come to accept their reality and acknowledge the continued practice of female genital mutilation, even by some educated healthcare workers, They are now making it their life's mission to combat this harmful tradition.
Even when I retire, I continue doing it. Because I don't want people to be a victim. I don't want many people to be a victim. Because many people will be arguing with you. But we not stop sensitizing them. That culture is, you should put it somewhere. Culture is harm people. They harm people.
I still feel the pain, despite the fact that I didn't used to what is really happening at the time. And that's when I decided that even till I end my life, I will be propagating female genital mutilation. That people should end this. They should not, it's a big punishment for women. It's a punishment. I never enjoy my marriage. The only enjoyment I saw there is only the children God gave me. So that is it.
Although it's believed that there are laws in place to address gender-based violence in the state, the actual level of adherence to these laws and severity of penalties remain unclear. However, one thing is clear: eradicating this culture will require the collective efforts of each of us. NGOs like the One Life Initiative, through which we were able to establish contact with Mrs. Ibrahim, are helping to amplify awareness around this issue and cast a glimmer of hope by engaging in community impact projects. Through such gatherings, more women are increasingly mustering the courage to speak up and even lend their voices to end FGM. In their voices, we see resilience, and in their unity, we catch a glimpse of the promise of a brighter future, free from FGM, not just in Oyo, but across Nigeria.
Ẹ má fìyà jọmọ obìnrin mọ́, gbogbo lọ́mọ.